Hello?
Hello. Hi. Oh, right. Ines, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, Ines, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello?
I can hear you.
Mm. Hello?
Hello. Hi, Ines. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
What will we be doing this an hour now?
Hmm. Well, today we have 2 hours, right? Give me updates first on the what's happening.
Okay, lots of things are happening
Mhm.
for mathematics and chemistry specifically. Math, we finished whatever we did in the holidays in 2 days, and now we've started on a new topic,
Mhm.
which I can show you. Then for chem, there's a mock test next Tuesday on moles and acid bases.
Good. Good. Next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, is it?
Yes.
All right. Wonderful. Um, So tell me a bit more on the acid and base of the school. Where are they?
We've had one lesson so far. She had a sore throat, so she couldn't cover much, but we've pretty much finished up the whole worksheet.
Meaning
Actually,
until
we didn't do the mistakes part yet, which was the question I was waiting for.
yeah, the 7, 8, 9, right? Yeah. No, yeah. But you guys are around there,
We are on the question before it.
right? So the materials are basically almost done. So is there any new materials?
There's a mock test paper that is due tomorrow. I was planning on doing it after tuition, but we can do
All
it
right.
during tuition if you want.
Okay. The reason why I ask is because the uh, the identification, the one that seems to not be included. I just want to confirm that it is not included. Uh,
Identification. Oh no, it. Sorry, I think we both overthought it because it was just the regular carbon dioxide identification.
True, it is. So you know the carbon dioxide identification
Yeah.
without other identifications. You know that for a long time. Something.
There's a hydrogen one as well, I think.
Yeah, the one with the
The
pop.
popping.
Yeah.
I learned this last year, but I forgot it already.
Oh, okay.
So if you could
So
just remind me real quick.
no, cannot. I mean, no, sorry, I can, but I don't know. I don't know how many you have learned. So if you learn hydrogen, good. I can remind you in detail. I can remind you on
I
carbon
know
dioxide
I
in
used to know
detail.
hydrogen, carbon dioxide, ammonia.
Ammon Ammonia is a very complicated identification. Are you sure you know that?
I mean, if you remind me, I'll be able to tell you if I knew that.
Okay, all right. Hmm. Yeah, let's do that as first lah. So what you're saying is that those three, according to you, is going to be taken for granted lah by the exam.
Yeah.
All right, understand. Okay, let's clear that. Okay, so still same question lah. Even though there's no identification, will there be any other new material?
No.
All
I
right.
mean, material,
So,
there will be more test papers, but there won't be any more new topics.
understood. So you guys are starting to revise lah. So in this less than 2 weeks, you guys are going to use it for revision purposes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'll leave Cam to you first because math is tell me a bit more about math. You finish the sine and cosine rule, the area thingy and the area thingy. Right. So and you're saying that there is more worksheet.
There's 2 more worksheets according to him.
Which is going to be in the exam.
Yes.
Nonsense, right?
I'm so surprised, honestly. Those without tuition are very, very. I don't know what they're gonna do. I think the test paper might be a bit easy now, or at least it won't focus on sine and cosine rule as much, because the students without tuition will have absolutely no help.
Don't hope for that, really. Don't hope for that. We don't know how the craziness will continue. Don't assume things are gonna get easy, but you don't also have to assume that things are getting right. Like I said, that's out of your control. Now, the students that don't have tuition are supposed to be the ones that are doing better, right?
Yeah, they're either
Right,
better or they're just, I don't know.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about them, right? You have to worry about those in tuition. So I'm not sure that the tuition is keeping up because this is too fast. It is a very specific tuition. If they know that you guys are, have an IP program, then they can adjust to you guys. The local tuition are not going to keep up with this. It's just too different, right? So if they are relying on tuition to keep them up, they are the ones that should be worrying, unless the tuition is keeping up with your IT program.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know, right? So yeah, you yourself are not out of the woods. So please show me the worksheet if you have, because this is just borderline crazy. Or rather, no, this is already too crazy. Just show me. Just show me.
Okay. Okay.
Right. I don't have your video. Okay.
Here you go. Bearing, angle of elevation, and depression.
All right. I understand. Could you please flip flip to the next page.
Is this zooming enough, or you want me to zoom in more?
It's okay. Don't zoom in. Difficult to see. So could you flip? All right. Okay, right. Okay. Then moving on. Okay, moving on. Right. Moving on. A normal question from local school. Okay, moving on. All right, there's this. Then moving on. Yeah, this is normal. Okay, moving on. Nothing surprising. All right, next page. Next page. I think we're almost done. Next page, please. Yeah, and then be the last one. This is normal. All right, understand. Okay. So again, you're very sure that this is part of the exam.
Yes. You can check the syllabus, like the tested things. It's done. It's a book. Yeah, no point. Whatever I'm thinking won't change your scope, right? Okay, right. Okay, so very quickly for bearing, if you are flying and if you are taking a boat, those basically are the two lah, I guess, right? If you are doing any of these two, then in some sense you're not driving on a road, right? I mean, I guess that's obvious, huh? When you're flying and when you're boating, you're not driving on the road. Turns out it is extremely easy to get lost, especially at the sea, because, well, actually, no. Actually, when you're flying too high, also it is extremely easy to get lost, because you don't see anything but the sky. Turns out that flying too high makes you unable to see the earth below, which is to say you do not know where you are after a very short time. Same thing with boating. When you go to the high seas, you can no longer see anything, basically. Nothing. It's really nothing that we can see. And therefore, we'll be lost. Now, if you're lost with an airplane, I hope you'll never experience that. But when you're lost in an airplane, what's the danger? You won't reach your destination, you'll crash.
We run out of fuel. It's very easy to run out of fuel because you're wandering, right? And I don't think we can land anywhere with a plane, right? So there's a big issue of not getting lost anytime, especially in the clouds, right? The bearing will come into mind. Now, in a boat, let's say in a boat, and you're lost at the sea. So what's the problem here?
You
Your voice is breaking up.
You could go to unsafe territories.
I suppose that contains the unsafe territory will contain.
Like there are like those islands where the world leaves them alone and lets them become civilized, and then if you bring a boat over there, they'll destroy them.
Right. So they don't want you to get nearby.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose if you wander to an island like that, then you are in a greater danger, I guess, than the sea. But the sea itself is enough to destroy us. The sea is yeah, man. I mean, what can I say? You run out of fuel, I think you'll sink, but you probably run out of food. Okay, I suppose you can fish, but after a while, getting lost at the sea with nothing in mind is very distressing. Very, very distressing. I mean, there's a reason why people who work on the boat for a long time are paid a lot, because it is distressing. It's not easy to live in a, we're not sea creatures, let's just say. And so the danger comes from inside, not just the outside. And that's what if you're lost.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, so how does bearing come to mind? It's very simple. If you have a simple compass, you will always know one thing and one thing only, which is the north. Only one thing.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you know if you are lost. Because whenever your GPS is down, right? We are used to using GPS, even in our daily life on the road. So at the sky and at the sea, when your GPS is down, you are effectively lost. Even though 1 second ago you are not lost, because you no longer know where you are and you no longer know where you're heading, right? Now, the north thingy, the traditional compass, as long as you don't mess it up with magnets, it will tell you where the north is and hopefully where you should be going. That is the true context of the bearing question. The bearing question doesn't give you that context one. The bearing question just asks you to calculate this, calculate that. But that is the real nature of a bearing situation where you're supposed to find out where you are and where you're going, right? So in real life, that's probably more relevant. Having said that, bearing questions are usually long. So hopefully it's quite a bit of fun for you. Right? Now, for the bearing question, we will, for some reason, need the sine rule and the cosine rule. In fact, looking at your exam now, I think this is the same as the local school. The local school don't have a pure sine rule, cosine rule question. They don't. They have a bearing question. Because the bearing question contains the sine rule and cosine. Because the triangle in the bearing question is almost never 90 degrees. So it's automatically sine rule. Right? So don't expect a pure sine rule, cosine rule question now that we are studying bearing. You should be expecting bearing question, which is there is something else added into the sine rule and the cosine. Right? That's the introduction. Any questions so far?
No.
Right. So moving on. Your first page is immediately studying the what's added into the sine rule and cosine rule. So would you look at that, please?
This?
No, I'm sorry. The page after this. I'm sorry. Right. So I'm trying to use the math Jamboard, which I think is full, right? The math Jamboard is full.
Yeah.
Oh, then please make another math Jamboard for us, please. Right. And then tell me when you're done. Try to log in there.
I'm gonna share it.
All right. All right. Okay. Now, you can use this page to guide you, right? I'm going to give you, or rather, it's very easy to create a bearing question for ourselves. It's too easy, in fact, too easy. I'll show you how. And with that, I hope you understand the essence of a bearing question. Once you understand that, it will be comparatively easy, right? Comparatively. But if you don't understand, then it is much harder than necessary. Now, in your new Jamboard, page 1, please make a random triangle.
Sure.
All right, that's a very nice random triangle. Now, this triangle, the obligation of the question maker, you are a question maker. Your obligation is to make it no 3. You understand what I'm saying? No 3. Usually, the bearing angle will be very interested in the distance. You notice that in this page, there is no distance. Yeah, usually, am I correct?
Yeah.
But real life bearings are very interested in distances because where am I supposed to go and how far am I from there? Those things are very important. So let's make a question where the distance is also important. And to do that, your triangle must be no 3, not just no 2, right? So make this triangle no 3, please. You're the question maker, right? All right, that's a 60, that's fine. Right, that's not a very nice number, good. Okay, one more. Okay, let's use the unit 100 kilometer, right? To represent, the distance that we're dealing with, right? And let's call this a city, right? Right. So let's call this a real city. So the city of your choice will be?
Singapore.
Singapore, put an S, right? And then?
Kuala Lumpur, KL.
And then?
New Delhi.
All right. Now, obviously, their distance is not 100 kilometers. We don't care, right? We don't care.
Yeah.
Why do I keep saying that your worksheet, okay, you only know 2? Well, obviously, they give you 3 angles. Why do I keep saying that you only know 2? Am I blind?
In this triangle, I only know 2.
No, in the worksheet triangle, right? The triangle itself, right? I keep saying that that's only a no 2 triangle, not a no 3 triangle. Why do I keep saying that? I'm sorry?
Yeah, because you have no sides, so it's pretty much useless to have the other angle.
Right. So knowing 3 angle is just the same as knowing 2 angle. Right? Something like that. So in your situation, for example, you can argue that, wait, I have the 3rd angle, 2 lah. Okay, it's a no 4, but that's because you already know 2 lah, right? So now, your triangle is no 3. Now, you're going to make this into a bearing question. This is not yet a bearing question. Obviously, there is no bearing. You're going to make a random north. So one more time, it's a random north. What I mean is that the north has no necessity to point upward. The north doesn't have to point upward. It can be randomly pointing anywhere. And that is what we're going to try to practice. So in your question, please put in New Delhi your random north.
Sure.
No, at New Delhi. Well, I suppose you can put it anywhere, though. I suppose you can put it anywhere. But you're pointing north upward. So please don't point upward. Please don't, because that will build the wrong expectation. The question doesn't have to point it upward. Doesn't have to. Right. So point randomly somewhere. That's still pointing upward, I guess. No? Oh, it's pointing downward. Wonderful. It's pointing downward. Okay. Okay. So if I here's the rule of a bearing question. If the north at New Delhi is pointing downward, then everybody's north is pointing downward, because north is the same everywhere. That's the Earth's rule, I guess. Can you accept that?
Okay.
So do they have to draw the KL north for you?
No.
Right, they don't. and Singapore North also. Can you assume that the KL North is pointing upward? Because KL is more sane than New Delhi. Can you do that?
No.
Good. Okay. So once the north is established, it's the same north for everybody. That's why they don't have to draw. Can they draw the north not at New Delhi, but just randomly here? Can they do that?
Sure.
Because it will be the same anywhere, correct?
Mhm.
As a result, a bearing question is automatically a Z question. Automatically. When I say a Z question, it is exactly what your lecture note is, your worksheet is trying to say in the question 1. They're revising to you alternate angle, interior angle, corresponding angle. Do you notice that those are all Z, so to speak, Z questions? I'm not sure how to explain Z question. Z question looks like this. Here's 2 parallel lines and then 1 random line crossing them. Right?
Yeah, I learned that. I used to call it Z-man in primary 5.
All right. This Z thingy, which is partially true. There's your Z lah. But
Yeah.
this is not a Z, and it is still part of thing. Now, do you know how many angles are contained here?
Mm-hmm.
How many?
How many total or different?
No, just how many different angles are here lah?
4.
No, 8. Wait, count properly.
You said different.
Well, arguably there's only 2 different ones, but my point is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just see that first. That's an 8 angle.
No,
right?
there's 4 different. This is the same as this. This is the same as this. That's 2 angles. And then there's this. That's 4 different angles.
Might as well revise all this. So, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Now, give me a random angle.
70.
Right. So let's say this is 70. Would that be okay?
Sure.
All right. Let's say, so this is also 70. This is also 70. This is also 70. Look, I have 4 already. Look. This is 110, right? So this is also 110. This is also 110. This is also 110. It's just semantics, okay? Whether there's 4, there's 2. The point is this. My point is this. My point is simpler than all this semantics. If I know one angle, in this case, you give me 1, right? Okay. I know all. In this case, all 8 lah. This is just semantics. There are 8 angles. If you can kind of agree with me on that.
Mm-hmm.
What is more important is if I know 1, I know everybody. That's the important thing I want to say.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's the revision. That will revise everything that we need. Whereas the names of alternate angles, interior angles, corresponding angles, I'll leave it to you lah to memorize. Okay. So whenever I quote the Z, which actually meant this, I mean I know 1, I know all. Okay, yeah. I know 1, I know all. Now, what does this have to do with the bearing question? They tell. What does Z have to do with bearing question? Why did they revise that just before bearing?
This is 70.
What is what? All right, okay. What is that? That's 70. That's not 70. I'm pretty sure that's not 70.
What? What's about 70? Sorry, it's not. I haven't done angles so long. This is 70.
Which one 70?
Yeah.
That doesn't look like 70 error, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if I draw the Z.
Yeah, if you could draw the Z, that would be nice. Yep. You can draw it using the permanent lines.
This is 107. Wait, no.
That's 107. Okay. Let's just stop there.
Wait, no. That is 110, right? But that doesn't look like it's 107.
I'm not sure that's 107. It might be. Now, observe the question, because the question is not yet done being made. So we cannot yet calculate. This is the strange thing that I want you to understand. Now, I totally agree with you that this, and this is a Z. I mean, you saw that already. This, this, and this is Z. Just saying there is another pair of Z. This, and that, which is different from the previous Z. This, and this is another Z. So there are 3 pairs of Z. So everything is Z lah. Okay, yeah?
Yeah.
Everything is Z. So Z is something we already know. We just have to use it. Now, the question is not done though. Why? Because a bearing question always gives you one angle outside the triangle. Let me show. That's the 36 degree angle in your worksheet. Do you see that the 36 degree has nothing to do with the triangle? It is outside the triangle. Do you see that? So that must be given as a question. That's the job of the question maker. We just have to use it. If you don't give the 36, no bearing is established. None whatsoever. But they just give you 136, and then the question tells you, you can tell everybody's bearing. So just one to rule everything. Now you're the question maker. Please establish one angle outside the triangle. Then we can start moving.
Sure. Guess this to make it hard.
Okay. Whatever that is, give it to us. 45 degree. It doesn't look like 45, but we can make it 45, right? If you so wish, right? All right, 65 then. Right. So again, I'll just write this as n. Right. So this is not the question. This is the rule of a bearing question. So the 0, 0, 0, 0 must start from north. Why is that so? Because it makes everybody calculate the same way. Meaning, if you want to calculate bearing, everybody better not get lost lah. This is very practical stuff. The rule is grounded on that. So let me put upward north first. It's easier to see it that way. So upward north, we will start at 0, 0, 0 here. And then we will go clockwise. It is exactly like a clock, isn't it? The clock starts at 12, at 12, and you will go clockwise lah. Right, you'll go clockwise. So going 65 will mean I'm going here 65 degrees. So this is bearing 0, 65, something like that. Okay. Please notice that this is totally different than the trigo that you were just doing. The ASTC one. So I'm comparing them to make sure that there are no misunderstanding. All science teachers are crazy. They teach you that, meaning to say this is quadrant 1, right? Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, correct? Yeah. Am I making some sense? So where does the 0 start for this guy? The 0 starts where?
Where are you pointing to? I don't see it.
Do you see the ASTC quadrant?
Yeah.
All right. Then the 0 is supposed to start somewhere. There's also the ruler to guide everybody. Yeah. Where does the 0 start? Does it start at 12 p.m., here? Yes, you are absolutely correct. The 0 starts here, meaning to say, and it goes counterclockwise, which is different from our bearing rule. I just want to say there are different rules for different purposes, I suppose. Can accept that? Right, good. Now, I'm going to erase the ASTC one. Okay. So, if the north is pointing down, how should you be rotating? How should you be rotating? Where is the 0, 0, 0? By the way, sorry, my mic asked that. Where's the 0, 0, 0?
It's clockwise. It'll be like this.
Where's the 0, 0, 0? Right. Okay, no. Again, from the north is pointing down, right? Making us confused, right? That's our intention. Where's the 0, 0, 0? Is it pointing up?
It'll be like this.
Where's the 0, 0, 0?
What's the 0?
The place where we start. The place where we start to count our bearing. Like at 12 o'clock, we start at 12, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't start at 3 and count 1, 2, 3, obviously. So for a north bearing, a bearing based on north, where is the 0, 0, the place to start counting? Here. Correct. So pointing down, so I'm just going to say this. Now,
Yeah.
Again, do we do clockwise or counterclockwise when we count?
Just you go clockwise like this.
Yeah, correct. So agree, just saying it. So all that rule you already understand. Now, finally, the phrasing or the wording. The phrasing is something like this. Bearing of S from ND. That's the wording. Are you confused by the wording? Where is the bearing of S from ND? The direction of S from ND. That's basically what we're trying to find here. Remember, we're trying to find our way. So this phrase means we are at S or we are at ND.
Yeah.
No, that's a question. That's a question. Bearing of S from ND. Translation to normal people language. I'm trying to go to S and I am at ND, or the other way around.
So it'll be 65.
Right. The bearing of S from ND is 65. Now, I don't know how to get there, but you are correct. What's the bearing of ND from S?
ND from S will be, I don't know.
That's what we're trying to learn here, right? So that's why it's being covered by this page 2 of yours, right? So if you are bearing, we're trying to go to ND from S. Our north is where? Meaning our compass is where?
South. Down.
I know, it's pointing down, but at where? Where are we? We are holding the compass where?
We're holding it downwards like this.
No, I know the direction is downward. I know already. I know. We're bearing of ND from S. I'm reversing it. So where are we? Where are we? You're still pointing at ND. You don't get it. We are not at ND. Yeah, from S. So where are we?
From S.
Good. Then the north here becomes important now. Because why? Because that's where the compass is. Frankly speaking, we now no longer care about this north and this north. Just leave it there, right? Just leave it. Now we are here and our compass is pointing downward. That's a start. So we are trying to go to ND because we're trying to find the bearing of ND from where we are. That's what the phrasing means. So bearing wise, what is the bearing of ND from S? You should start by actually drawing the angle first. So what's the angle of the bearing of ND from S? You should start by drawing some sort of arc. So let's see.
Well, wait, sorry, from ND to what, sorry?
No, look, here. Bearing of ND from S. If you don't read, it gets very confusing. There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, our compass is here. So which angle is that?
It should be... Wait, is it 60 degrees?
Yeah, no. The answer is no. Definitely wrong.
It's like this. It should be this angle.
Right. So let me say why it is not this angle.
This one.
It is not this angle. Yeah, it's not this angle. Why? Because first of all, you are not starting from the north. You're counting from this line towards the north. That's breaking the rule of bearing, making everybody confused because we have to agree on one rule when we're finding direction. So we don't do this angle because we are not starting from. We have to start from the north, right? So try again. Which angle are we trying to find here? Bearing of ND from S. Right. So if you do that, still you're not starting from the north. I think it's getting better, but you're still not starting from the north.
Oh, okay. So it's like all the way.
Still not okay. Yeah, still not okay. So from
like this.
Wonderful. Now that is like everybody's agreement. We just stick with agreement, right? So nobody's confused. Yeah. I'm starting from north. I'm going clockwise. Yeah, that is the bearing of ND from S. Before the number shows up, this arc is the most important thing. So if you don't draw this arc, I don't believe your bearing number, it might be a totally random thing, right? Your arc drawing is now correct. Now, then you find it, low. Can you find it or not?
Yeah, this is 115.
Who is 115? Wonderful. That is 115, right? That's using the Z, right?
Yeah.
So what's the bearing number?
It's 65 degrees.
Why is that 65? Sorry, I don't get why that is 65.
Because 150 plus 60 is 175, so this is 5. Also, because I forgot this is a Z, so that also is, this and this should be 65.
So where you're not right. You're not saying the right things. This is 115, right? So what is this?
That's 5 degrees.
5 degrees, right? So I'm still waiting for the number. What's the
So the
bearing
answer would
number?
be 360 minus 115.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
instead of finding the 5 doesn't matter. Just do 360 minus 115. I think that's the fastest thing. Okay. All right. Right. So that's what the page is supposed to train you at. This is the new thing in bearing, trying to find the arc and everything. Now, how many bearings are there then? This question.
How many bearings are there?
Yeah, how many directions are possible in this question?
Huh?
So one more time. It's a very practical question. Right? It is not theoretical. If I'm standing at S, I can go to KL and ND. So 2 directions, right? I assume there are no other towns. I assume. If I'm standing at KL, I can go to S and ND, another 2. If I'm standing at ND, I can go to KL and S, again another 2. So in total, how many bearing, which is to say how many directions exist in this question?
1.
If I'm standing at S, I can go to KL and I can go to ND. So how many directions there already?
3.
If I am at Singapore, I
two,
want to go, I can go to KL and New Delhi. How many directions would that be?
2 directions.
2 directions because 2 destination. Then I go to KL. I can go to 2 other total direction. How many?
6 in total.
6 in total. So that's why your worksheet page have 6 directions.
I see.
Right now, you have found 2 of them, right? You have found 2 of them in your Jamboard. Please find the other 4 with their appropriate name and their appropriate arc. You understand me?
Okay.
Right. Do practice that, and then we'll move on. Ainesh, are you doing it? Sorry.
Sorry?
Are you doing it? Are you finding the other 4?
Yeah.
Right.
You want me to do it on the Jamboard or do it on the Jamboard?
Oh, that's up to you. If you do on the paper, please show it to me. At least I can follow.
I know it's 2 ND. Yes, right. Okay, I put the answers on the Jamboard.
Okay, so now this ND to KL, right? ND arrow KL. Now, according to you, what it means? What does that mean?
Sorry?
ND arrow KL. So according to you, what does that mean?
It should be from here to here.
From here to here.
Here, from here to here.
I'm not saying anything yet. I'm not saying anything. Right. Okay. Okay. So you're saying that that's ND to KL. Now, what I mean is what it means practically. Like, are you going to KL from ND or are you at KL going to ND? Which one is it?
You're going from ND to KL.
Right. So you're at ND like going to KL. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Now, what's the proper phrasing of this bearing then? This is the bearing of
The bearing of ND from KL.
no.
Sorry,
Because if you say sorry, try again.
Since you're at ND, it should be from ND. So
Yes.
from ND.
Yeah. So they don't tell you this, but they can actually you can also say bearing from ND first. You can say that. They don't do that as a practice. It's very annoying for my side. But as long as you understand the from is the important thing, then it's gonna be great. So let me test you. This is bearing from KL to ND, correct?
Mhm.
No, I just said this is bearing from KL to ND, correct?
I thought you were going on to the next one.
No, the first one first. So again, phrasing wise, the proper phrasing for this one is bearing.
From ND to KL.
Yeah, but they don't even use the word to, which is another thing which is very annoying. They just say this is bearing of KL from ND. I don't know how the English go there, but that's how they say it. Look, that's how they say it. So get used to the phrase. I'm saying this from the start. You understand me?
Yeah.
Right. So you're saying that if I want to go to KL from ND, I should start counting here, and then I should go like that clockwise. And I agree with you totally. Nick, also good. Now the other one. Let's practice the phrasing. What's the second guy's proper phrasing?
Can you go again?
The second guy, yeah.
It's from ND of KL.
Yeah, but they will say of KL from ND. Just saying, that's just how they do it. I find that very confusing. Now, which arc would that be? Show me the arc.
Do you see it?
Right, and I agree with that. Now, now I agree with the arc. So let's see whether this is 315 or not. Now let's say, hey, how did you get 315 from there? How did you do that? How did you get 315? I don't see that as 315. In fact, I kind of disagree with it.
What I did was I got
Oh, I agree with it.
Yeah.
No, I agree with it. I agree. It's 360 minus this guy. This guy is 180 minus 70 minus 65. So I agree with it. Great.
Yeah, because this and this is equal.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Wonderful. Okay, I like it. Oh, I know how you see it. Right? So you're seeing it this way, like this one. Okay, I understand. Now, the third guy and the fourth guy seems to be the same thing. So please correct that. One of them must be wrong.
Oh, sorry. KL to S. No, so this is the wrong one. You won. I got kicked from the jam though.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Okay, all right. So now let's start with the phrasing because we have to practice the phrasing. Yeah. The third guy, go as formal as possible. Follow what they want because you are starting to understand. The phrasing would be
Okay, so firstly, you're at S, so it's the bearing of KL from S.
if you're from S, that you should be moving from S to KL. No, you're
Okay, so
you
bearing
are from KL. You're from KL, right? That makes sense, right? From KL, right? So your bearing is bearing.
from K, so it's of S from KL.
Yes, but you think about the from first, because that's how normally people process. Where are you at? Then where are you going? Not usually the other way around, but the phrasing makes it very confusing there. So feel free to think about from, then put it at the back, something like that. I think that's the better way of doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is this again? One more time. See whether you can string it up.
It's from KL of S, and then I switch the sentence around.
Yeah. So just say of S from KL. So wonderful. Now the arc, please. The arc will be
This.
I'm waiting for it. I don't. Oh, right. That's the bearing of S from KL. I totally agree with you. And how do you get the 180 minus 115 minus 45? How interesting. How do you get that?
Okay. So basically 115 is this one, right?
And then yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, how do I get it? I always forget how I get it, so now I have to redo the question.
No problem. It's good for practice. Still good. I mean, this is all bearing is.
Oh, okay. So this is 45.
Okay, why is that 45? Tell me.
I mean, I found it earlier.
Oh, where? No, you didn't. You did it. Oh, I know how lah, but just tell me how. I know how you do it, but tell me how.
How did I do it? Let me think.
You found 315 previously, right? 315.
Oh yeah.
So
Now that I've known 315 is just minus, so this is 45.
wonderful. That's 45. Then what do you do with that?
So now there's a 45 in my equation.
Okay.
And now for 115, these are parallel lines, so like this.
Yeah.
So that means they're equal to 180 degrees. Eh? No.
Doesn't that
That's not right.
make that a guy 55? As weird as that sounds.
Yeah, it's not
50. Doesn't that make that guy 50? Oh, it's 5 degree, by the way. It's 5 degree, but that's not 50 years. That's 5 degree. By the way, I think your 20 is wrong. Currently, I'm very sure that your 20 is wrong. Your 20 is currently wrong, I'm very sure.
Oh yeah, I'm also sure, but it's 110.
What is it now? Sorry.
Sorry, no, it's 110. My math. 130 instead of 150.
Minus 60, minus 70, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
There's
one.
an easier way, but
yeah. So as long as you get it, so the answer will be 5. So another way to say is that this and this is the same, no, because of the z value, right? That's also fine. Doing it in 2 ways makes you feel better instead of worse. Oh, I'm wasting time. I didn't see the easier one. Doesn't matter. Doing it in 2 ways is better in bearing. Okay, it can get confusing. So now that's 5 degree. The proper phrasing of the last guy.
It's the bearing of KL from S.
Wonderful. And what's the arc?
It's this.
and it's obvious that it is 185. All right, okay.
Yeah.
Now this is the essence of the bearing. The bearing is done here. You just have to mix it up with the sine rule and cosine rule because they will make it so that your 60 or your 70 is missing. So you have to find one more. Usually you must use the sine rule or the cosine rule depending on the situation. Can you accept that?
Sure.
Right. Shall we try a pure bearing or shall we try the addition to the bearing? There is an addition to the bearing which is not bearing at all. They call it the angle of elevation and depression. They are not bearing at all. They are
For
something
the one
else.
on like page 6.
I think so. That's at the end. And they do like to do that because that is also practical. This all stems from practical navigation stuff. That's why they do all this.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, can I request something?
Yes.
It's already 8:30, but is it
Wonderful.
alright if we just continue till 9:30 instead of taking a break and then finishing at 10?
Usually after 2 hours, usually you're not very good after the first hour. So
But
why?
I mean, the first hour was not as stressful as it usually is, and like finishing at 9:30 will be more beneficial for me because I have a lot of other work that I'll be able to do after 9:30, if possible. It's okay if we start at 9.
No, I need the break today. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
You do your work. You do your work on this half an hour. That one I'm okay I guess because you are right It is not that stressful. That much is true Right.
Okay, sure.
Well, why don't we do that? And I'll see you in half an hour.
All right, sure.
Bye.
Bye. Hello?
Hello, Anish. Can you hear me, Anish?
Mm,
Anish? Yeah, I lost you just now. Yeah, I think you're in again. Right. Okay. Yeah, it has been 10 minutes. Right. Okay. Come. Let's start again. Yeah.
mhm.
Okay. So there is the bearing question. We are done, and then now let's move on to the last part of it. Okay, Aditya, I can see you also. Yeah. So Anish,
Hi.
I mean, let's flip to page 5, maybe. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I did. Anish, flip please. Aditya, I can see the laser.
I made a bet with my physics teacher and I won them.
What's the bet?
So I had a piece of paper, scrap paper, and then I said that if I can make it into the dustbin, I get these lasers. Because we were doing some light experiment.
Right. And you got the laser. Congratulations. Right. Okay. Right. I'll be with Anish quickly, yeah, and then you do what you want to do, and I would like to get some updates from you. But don't wait for me, Aditya. Yeah, never wait for me. Yeah? So Anish, this is the angle of elevation of diffraction. Yeah. Are you clear? If you have even a 1 ounce of dot, I'm going to clear that right now. Elevation and diffraction. Anish? Anish, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, your audio is not good.
Is it better now?
Much better. I'm repeating twice. Don't make me repeat too much, please, Anish. Are you clear about angle of elevation and depression?
I'm reading it.
I cannot hear you.
I'm reading it.
Okay. Aditya, do you know what to do? All right.
Is this not the same as bearing, except without the degrees, except without like the north south thing?
Right. No, it is not bearing at all. Meaning to say this angle thingy can appear in non-bearing questions. They just like to put it in a bearing question because it's part of the navigation thing. But this can and will appear in other questions, I suppose. Right. So let's just make it very clear so that there is no longer any doubt. You're gonna take your pencil, please. Please take your pencil, and then you're gonna put it in front of your eyes. So I'm asking you not to look at your paper. I'm asking you just to look straight, and your pencil is just pointing towards where you're looking at. Are you doing that?
Sure.
Right. Now look down to your paper so your pencil follows you.
Okay.
Right. You're looking down, right? With your pencil looking down also, right? Your pencil tells you where you're looking at. You just did an angle of depression.
Okay.
Angle of depression is just looking down from a straight looking forward. A straight horizontal looking forward, I look down. That's my angle of depression. Understand? Let's look straight again, your pencil towards your front. Your pencil towards your front.
Okay.
Is the pencil there?
Yeah.
I don't see the shadow.
Oh, you already okay, like this.
Yeah, I really want the pencil to be in front of you. Right now, you look up to your clock or something. Just look up. Your pencil is following you looking up, correct?
Yeah.
That was the angle of elevation, looking up. That's it.
Okay.
So angle of depression is from horizontal looking down. Angle of elevation is from horizontal looking up. That's all. That's the fancy, that's what the fancy words mean. Any question? Ainesh? Any question? Ainesh, you're muted. Ainesh, repeating twice, you're muted.
Yes. Oh, sorry. My mother came in.
Is everything okay with the angle of elevation and depression?
Yes.
Now, this has nothing to do with bearing, except that look at example 5. You now have a vertical mast. You now have a pole, basically. Once you have a pole somewhere, in those 3 points, then it is possible to talk about looking up or looking down. Now, your pole is at P, correct? Your pole is at P. Then, there's no drawing here. Let's say you're not at P, you're at Q, okay? You're at Q, the pole is at P. Can you look down to the pole or can you look up to the pole?
You look up at the pole.
Yeah, but you cannot look down at the pole for obvious reason. The pole is higher, right? As in the top of the pole is higher. Okay?
Yeah.
That's like our, I don't know, you have some ceremony with the Singapore flag. You can look up to the flag, but you cannot look down to the flag. I think that's the whole point, if that makes sense. But for some reason, you're a monkey king, and then you are on the top of the pole, which is at P. You're on the top of a pole or a tree. And then, can you look up to the other points? You're at P, right? At the top of the pole. Can you look up to Q, or can you only look down to Q?
I can only look down, right?
Right. If you're higher, then you look down. If you're lower, then you look up. Simple concept, right? That's just our daily life. Still our daily life. Make sense?
Yes.
That's the addition. It's an addition of a pole or a height or a cliff. If there is no pole or height or cliff, there is no looking up or looking down. Everything is just same level, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So this is not just bearing. This is just adding something onto the bearing. Let me repeat this one more time. This is not bearing. They just like to put it in bearing. They just like to put an elevation to a bearing question. Okay? All right, you okay?
Yeah.
Now, example 5, they don't provide you with a drawing. This is a medium-sized alarm. You should always draw. I'm not joking. If you don't draw, nothing can be done. Right? Nothing can be done. So would you kindly do example 5, please? That noting that there will be a triangle, there will be bearing, and there will also be a pole.
Okay.
Right? So please do so. On the paper, there will be this. Now, Aditya, tell me what you are doing.
I'm gonna do search.
You're going to revise in this insert. I understand that's part of what you want to do yourself, right? All right.
Yeah,
So we haven't revised much, I think, right? We haven't revised everything that you want to revise on the holiday, right?
Yeah.
Right. I cannot hear you very well today, though. For some reason.
Wait.
Right.
Yeah, I turned on the mic for the wrong
Right.
device.
Look, sounding much better. Thank you. Right. Okay. So before you start your in this answer, I'm totally fine with that. Would you please give me an update of what's going on in school?
Yeah, so we started trade.
Yeah. Okay.
And you wanted to see the note, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Are we even studying the right thing? Did we waste any time?
We didn't actually. We
Wonderful, wonderful. I was scared that we would waste our holiday tuition. That means your holiday tuition is like fully wasted or something like that. It's very scary. That's
we started
not
with this,
okay. I'll leave you to
but like
memorize
I
that.
looked through the thing and yeah,
There's that graphing lah,
yeah.
I guess, but this is not a very difficult graphing yet. Could you please flip again? Ah,
Then
there
I
you go.
get like
Finally,
yeah.
yeah, finally, like an exam lah.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you saying that your exam will reach here?
Pretty sure because our teacher said like we're gonna have to finish this topic. He said
before
we're a bit
exam?
behind.
We are definitely very behind. Now, Ainesh, do start, yeah? Ainesh, I'm waiting, yeah? All right. So
We
how
also have
many
like
weeks? How many
the
weeks to exam?
we have Cosec second call, but I have to ask if we have to do this as well.
True, because this is getting
Complicated.
harder and harder, and I don't think you guys have time to cover this. That means if you just browse through, then everybody die lah. I guess that's the proper result. Lor. Everybody dies. Lor.
There's like 30
No.
pages. I don't think we're gonna do the whole thing.
How many weeks until exam?
I think we're currently in week 1, right? So
I think so. I guess so. Yeah.
exam is about exactly a month later.
In 4 weeks. Oh,
Yeah.
is it a new teacher for this year?
Well, he's a new teacher for me, but he's not a new teacher in the school.
Understood. So only this year you encounter him, yeah?
Yeah. I didn't know he was a real person until this year.
Understood. Now, do you know him enough, his habits, such that you can predict that he will give you guys ample revision time or not?
Yeah, he probably would.
Which is, what is ample revision time? 1 week? 2 weeks?
Like 2 weeks.
So if he is going to do that habit of his, which I hope so, I really hope so, he will have to finish trigonometry in 2 weeks. Right? 2 weeks finishing trigonometry, then 2 weeks revision, and then yours for exam. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He will probably try to finish this in 2 weeks. He will probably try. I don't like where this is going. I don't like it at all. It's almost worse. So what you know is some part, which is the sketching. To me, sketching is foundational. According to this lecture note that you have, this worksheet that you have, it is not foundational. You discuss it later, not at the start. I'm glad to have discussed it with you at the start because I feel that is foundational for understanding. He will teach you in a slightly, probably different way, in a more memorized way. You have to decide very quickly which one to train, or will it be both? Again, my way, which is very understanding, or his way, which is memorized. Usually, you will have time to absorb both. Now, you probably won't have time. So that is your big decision. Now, if you still want to do Trigo for exam, if not, we focus on other past topics immediately. I think that's the situation you are in right now. Do you understand, Aditya?
Yeah.
Right. So if I follow your worksheet, then I'll be following his method because there is no sketching in front. Okay. Yeah? Now, any question on page 1?
Of the notes? No.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you to abandon the indices and the set for a while. Okay. Let's see what Trigo is happening now. So please flip. Ainesh, go up please so I can follow. Yeah. It looks good to me so far, but oh, you're drawing the mask. You are not drawing the, you are drawing the PQR. You are, right? Aditya, flip.
Yeah, just one second. Yeah. I think since like it's a pretty new topic, it'll be like fresh in my mind in the EOI.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it should be that much of a problem.
Sorry, could you repeat that? Why don't you think it's gonna be a problem? Sorry.
Because we're just doing it right now before the exam.
Oh no, this topic is very hard to understand.
Ew, I see.
I mean, I told you, Ainesh did this for 7 weeks already, which is more normal time frame. And they explore everything lah, fine, in 7 weeks lah. You're trying to explore what 70% of it in 2 weeks. It doesn't end well usually. It doesn't end. For anybody. And I don't like to teach you in 2 weeks. I really don't like it. But that's the situation we are in right now. Really don't like it. It's almost nonsense. Yes, Ainesh?
I'm stuck.
Okay, I'm gonna copy your drawing. Now, Aditya, I am asking you to just do this page 2 and then page 3 slowly and just ask me what's going on if there isn't. I'm following his method for a while only. Understand? Right?
Yeah.
I'm copying your picture, Ainesh. Good. Putting it in page 2, yeah? Just checking with you, you understand that the mass, the pole, is not on the same plane as PQR. Just checking that. And your PQR should have a north, right? Where's the north?
Sorry?
Your PQR should have a north.
A north?
Where? North. Compass. Compass. Bearing, bearing. Right. Where's the north? Could you add that north? Okay, fine. Right. So I'm gonna add it here, and then you can add it at yours. So your north is here. I think I agree with that. So when you say Q is east of P, I like it. R is due south from P. I really like it. And then PQ is 1,000. Oh, right. It's 1 kilometer. And PR. All this looks very fine. And then
we finished page 2 and 3 in class already.
I know, but do you understand it or not? That's my question. Whether you finish or not, that's okay. But do you understand it or not?
Yeah, quite. Like, pretty straightforward for now.
All right, then try to move on to the next page. Try.
Okay.
You notice, Ainesh, that 3.43 an extremely small angle. I think you draw it too big. I mean, just so that you're not confused, 3.43 is small, okay?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Now, the mass, the pole will only take effect in part 2 and part 3. I guess that makes sense. Part 1, you should be able to do. It is very easy. Just remember your bearing training. You don't need to worry about the mass at all.
How do I? This is the first time I'm doing bearing at all. So how do I do this?
What do you mean? There's a north one. We always start with the north. The bearing of Q from R, right? Of Q from R. That's what I have been training you from just now.
Oh, we have nothing.
You must draw the arc. You don't have. Just draw the arc of bearing of Q from R, which is to say from R first line. From R north. You need the north at R.
Okay.
Where's the north? All right. So put your north first at R. That's your declaration of saying, yeah, I'm going to start from R, right? Move your finger, move your pencil.
Are you telling me?
Yes, Ainesh, north at R. Move your pencil. North at R. North at R.
Just my own thing.
A pen is fine. The north at R. We are at R. That's the declaration that we can. Okay, I'm at R. Okay, I think that's better. Yeah, the north, please. The north. I mean, you could put it at the R line. This will. I hope this is not confusing. Just put it at the R. Yeah. Just put it there. Okay. You have the north there. Now, of Q, you're going to Q from R. So the arc will be there. Right. I agree with that arc. All right. Yeah. I didn't see it. The arc must have an arrow. That's just the rule. So arc it with an arrow, right? So you want that angle. I totally agree with you. Your bearing is done. You now should do sine rule, cosine rule, or whatever. I did tell
Oh,
you.
you're allowed to do that.
You're not just allowed. They don't even tell you that you need to do it. So you must realize it yourself, lah.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay,
Yeah. So you need it. Like I said, there will be no sine rule or cosine rule pure question. This is it, lah. This is it.
okay.
Okay. So Aditya, those things are just meant to introduce to you, lah. Those things are correct, I suppose. Those things are correct.
Yeah.
Right? I hope you don't have to memorize it. Like I hope it makes sense, I guess. But let's see what happens.
Like it's e-math stuff, so it's pretty straightforward.
Which is I like it a lot. So I will ignore the summary. Can we move to the next page if it's okay with you?
Yep. Oh wow.
Right, then you go. Now they suddenly have big angles for you, right? Sine 135. Do you understand that you are not to press the calculator?
Yeah.
Not because they tell you. I suppose
Sorry?
they do tell you, lah. But you're supposed to get sine 135 from the smaller angle. What do I mean by smaller angles, by the way?
Like 180 minus 45, that stuff.
Which is to say, I am assuming you're concentrating on the 45, not the 180. Lah.
Yeah.
Somehow. Which is 45 is in your first page table. That's the first table that you do. Lah. You have 0, 30, 45, 60. And so you're supposed to get all these angles from that 5 angles, 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90. I think only 3 are more, 30, 45, and 60. The 0 and 90 doesn't play a lot of role.
Yeah.
So can you do it?
Yep.
I guess that's the question. All right, feel free to do so. Ainesh, you're not moving. Ainesh?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
No, I just found my calculator.
Aditya, so I'm going to intervene rather quickly to prevent any mistakes, because this is not normal, our time is not normal. 270 minus 45 will not get you anything. The 270 is part of the problem. Why don't you, even though your answer, no, actually your answer is also wrong.
Oh. Do you have to add or something?
Right, so I don't know whether your note tells you this, but you either do 180 plus minus or 360 plus minus. The plus doesn't matter. You don't do 270 plus minus, you don't do 90 plus minus. There is a very good reason why, but just take it as you're simplifying your options. So either 180 plus minus or 360 minus, I suppose. So in the case of 225, you have an option of doing maybe 180 plus or 360 minus. But don't do 270 or don't do 290. Okay?
Okay.
Right. I'm not telling you the reason why yet. Right.
Okay.
Now, Ainesh, pray tell, why do you want 1250? It's fine to find it, but why do you want it?
I'm getting this.
Well, you can do the tangent. I mean, your tangent is actually fine. Like, I mean, that's in radian lah. Did you realize that that's in radian?
Why is it in radian?
I don't know. You check your calculator, but your calculator is in radian.
Oh, yes.
And you don't need 1250 is what I'm trying to say. Get straight to the point, please. Your experience in Trigo. You don't need 125.
I thought it was on degree. That was on radian. So I thought that was a degree as well, like 0.9 or something.
So be careful on that, please. right? In exam, nobody's going to tell you. So Aditya, what's your decision? 180 plus or 360 minus?
I think it should be like 360 minus.
Then 360 minus what is the question?
Yeah.
All right, Ines, so you have 53.1 and the answer is that, isn't it? Is that what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
I agree with you. The bearing is very easy, is what I'm trying to say. The bearing should be harder than this, but who cares? Now, the height of the mass is our concentration. It has nothing to do with the bearing at all. It has something to do with looking up or looking down, right? So let's see what happens. So Aditya, come on, moving on. So 360 minus what?
So 360 minus 225 is 135.
So it's actually 360 minus 135, which is not a very small angle, right? I mean, I suppose you can do that, but 135 is another work for you, right? Why don't we try 180 plus? Maybe the number is smaller, maybe. And then you'll be happier, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So that's the reason why we don't choose 360 minus in this case. Nothing wrong with that, but doesn't make our life easier. Why bother, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Nash. Why do you put a degree 3.43? A degree, right? 3.43 is a degree, correct? Why do you put it into tangent inverse?
Oh yeah, I accidentally did that. Then I fixed it on my calculator. I forgot to fix it.
Right. So tangent 3.43 is 0.06. 0.06 is agree. And the PT is not a very tall pole, which I hope makes sense.
Sure.
I mean, 60 meters is rather tall, but I guess compared to 1,000. Right, you get the height of mass, then down, the angle looking up.
Yeah.
Right, Aditya, this one you are correct with the minus also. Right, moving on, please, Aditya. I actually want you to move fast. Yeah, your finger is not on the paper at all. Right, I want you to move a little bit faster here. I'm asking you to go a little bit faster than your comfort zone because I think your timeline is also a bit bonkers. Just like Ines, both your timelines are just bonkers.
Okay.
Ines, if you're at R looking up to T, you're looking up at how many degrees? If you're at R, right? You're at R looking up to T, right? That's what it means, right? What is your angle of looking up? Your pencil angle looking up?
It should be tangent inverse.
Stop. It's 3.43. It's done. I'm sorry. I see the wrong thing. My mistake. I'm so sorry. Ignore me. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
The triangle doesn't seem to be available to you. So maybe you want to draw the triangle. The triangle, I think T, R, and P. Because in your drawing, it doesn't look like a triangle. Maybe that's confusing. I don't know. Maybe. But you can do this also if you so wish. Okay, the angle is bigger in degree than 3.43. Does that make sense, Ines? It's slightly bigger only. Does it make sense?
Sure.
Why does it make sense? Practically. Because you're what?
The distance is smaller. 750 is smaller than 1,000.
Are you saying that if you move closer to a pole, you have to look up more? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. All right. So this thing seems to be okay for you. The exam won't be this easy, but this is the new thing. It's a pole. That's it. Right. Why don't we move on to the next example then? Right. I agree. Aditya, tangent 30 is not that, okay? Tangent 30 is not that. Better look at your table again. Better look at your table. What is tangent 30? Tangent
No,
30
2,
is
2.
not that at all. I'm very sorry.
It's supposed to be root 3 over 2, right? I'm pretty sure.
No, it's supposed to be root 3 over 3 or 1 over root 3 lah. Partly because your cosine 30 is also wrong. What? Let me see your table. How come your table is not good at all? What's going on here? Move to the left. Move to the left. Your table is not okay. Goodness me, goodness me. Cosine 30 should be the exact same value as sine 60. You were already fix your table, please. Fix your table, please. Your table is misleading you. Now, Ainesh,
That
this
means
is
I put it right, but I changed it.
I have no idea why you do that.
I think I got
Ainesh.
confused by what the.
Right. Continue. Ainesh, this is your proper exam question. This looks proper to me, lah. Okay. Try whether you can do it or not. Right. So Aditya, right. Your cosine 30, please. Oh, you're fixing it. Yeah, very good. Right. And then you must fix your tangent also.
Yeah.
Good. Yep. I think everything else is fine for now. Right. So Aditya, back to your tangent 150, please.
Okay.
Ainesh, are you starting?
Yes.
Please do.
Where is north?
I'm sorry.
If they don't tell us north, can I assume it's pointing upwards?
Usually not. Let's check again. Let's just make sure. Oh goodness me, they don't.
It looks to be like
And it is very rare for a question to tell you 3 bearing. They just tell you 1 usually. What this means is I believe you are supposed to work out where north is. It's very weird. This question is very weird. You are to work out where the north is. Extremely weird. So no, you don't make the assumption, please. You don't get to do that. Now, look at what they're saying. They're saying that bearing of C from A is 135, right? You should start from there and draw the proper arc and see where the north leads you, I suppose. Better use a pencil. If you don't have a pencil, then yeah. Aditya, why are you not fixing tangent 150?
Just 1 sec. My mom is like. Okay. My mom was like asking me about something.
Okay.
So tangent 150. Right. Okay. But the rest is correct, right?
The tangent 130 is fine.
No, the cosine is wrong.
Yeah. The sign is fine. Yep. Yeah. The cosine is. Yeah, that's great. Wonderful. Right. Okay, great. So much. Now, Ainesh, I need the arc of 135. You're saying that the arc is from A to C. From A to C is 135.
From A, sorry, it's from A.
Please see that. Remember, the phrasing is always confusing. Please focus on the from. The from.
That's only reasonable way.
From A to C, I think you're kind of assuming that the north is at a straight up. I mean, I guess that's just a starting thing. Please be open to the fact that you might be wrong. Now tell me, what is 135 then?
That's
Which okay, then put the 135 in the arc that you just drawn. You're saying, oh, that's 135, right? Put it in the arc. Okay, and then you're assuming that the north is up. So you draw that. And please understand that that's an assumption. Please do that. Draw the north on A. Draw the north on A is on A, and will be the assumption, right? Please be open that it might be wrong. Now the bearing of B from A. Again, from A is 259. So again, the north is there. Where's your 259? So you're assuming that there will be 259. That looks great. And then the bearing of B from C, right? Again, where's the north? Ainesh, properly do the from.
And that throws a wrench into things. Of B from C. Be like this.
From C north, please. From C the north, please. Where's the north? At C, your compass. Put the north properly at the C, please. How do you use your compass? You should start from your compass, right? I think the arc that you draw twice is not okay at all, because you don't base yourself on the compass. Remember, the compass start and then go clockwise.
What?
You assume the north is pointing up. You start from the north. That's the 0, 0, 0. And then you go clockwise. That will be your 269, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? That's the arc. Don't say mm-hmm.
Do you put in a Jamboard or you didn't?
No, I didn't. I'm hoping that you will think about it. The north shouldn't be erased. Your compass is there, right? At C, from C, compass, north.
Like this?
Compass north, please. At C, from C. Your 259 is fine. I'm talking about 269. Bearing of B from C. Your 259 is great. Your from A of B is great. That's correct. That's 259. That's totally fine.
Wait, why does this not make sense? The north is here. So I just want to go
Why do you keep drawing your compass not at C? Sorry.
Yeah. So the north is here.
Right, that's your compass, and that's where you are at C. You start from the compass, right, pointing north, going clockwise, right? Yeah, thank you. That is 269. Yeah, was waiting for that. That is correct. That is 269. Yes, with an arrow.
Mr. Phillips.
Yes, Aditya.
I'm kind of lost with sine 180.
Draw the sine graph for me, please. Just sketch one. Just sketch very quickly one here.
Okay.
Okay, Ainesh, you have your 269. Would you like to put your 269 there? Now, that is the three bearing he gives you. You are supposed to calculate the ABC, for example, from all these angles. This is a total reverse bearing. Instead of giving you the angle, ask you for bearing, they give you bearing, reverse back to triangle. That's what they're trying to do here. A bit confusing. Right. So Aditya, where is your 180 in your drawing?
It is about here.
Right. And that means sine 180 is?
0.
Yes. Don't say sine 0. Just say 0. You don't say sine 180 is sine 0. Right.
Yeah.
Right. 0. There you go. Right. You solve it by drawing. Right. Aditya.
Mhm.
Okay, Ainesh, this is totally new to you, I guess, the format of the question. Do you think you can do something about it?
I can try.
Please give it a try. It is supposed to be confusing, especially at first. You got the 1 to 4. Great. Yeah. You got it. Oh my goodness. Well, you got everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got everything. Hmm. I'm sorry, the angle 45 degree and 16 degree. Why is it 16? Why is 16, 16? Please check again. Do the proper minus, please. 360 minus 269 minus something. 360 minus 269 minus something. Do the proper working.
I fixed it.
360 minus 269 minus
45.
Fix the working. Fix the working. Fix your presentation. Thank you. All right. So you got your angle ABC lah. Right. Hopefully that's correct. Great so far. Just be careful. Definitely concept correct lah. Be careful of the mistakes. Lah. The exam is a bit merciless lah. Right? Unlike me lah. Aditya, the cosine 135 have negative or don't have?
Cosine 135. It does.
Negative or very good. So make it very clear. The sine 330 looks great. Cosine 300 looks. Hey, your cosine 300. Check properly.
Oh wait, yeah, all sine features are crazy.
Very good. Tangent 315 is negative or no negative?
This isn't supposed to be negative.
There is a negative. Quadrant 4 tangent is? Quadrant 4 tangent.
Quadrant 4 is cosine, but quadrant 3 is tangent.
So tangent at quadrant 4 is?
Is negative.
All right, so be careful there. Your sine 270, please, properly. Come on.
Yeah. Wait, what?
360 minus 60 is?
That's just 300.
You're using a sine rule. I agree with your sine rule, Ainesh. I agree that sine rule is easier. Why are you insisting that 40 is 40? Why are you doing that to yourself? And why are you insisting that 16 is 16? All right. Aditya, are you okay with this exercise?
Yeah.
You'll be needing it, yeah? You'll be needing it. Right. Moving on, please. $409, that feels about right. Okay lah, it doesn't feel so bad, I suppose. Good. Now, the moment they mention angle of elevation, that means you're going to look up or look down, which means there'll be a pole, right? Okay. Okay, Aditya, I'm going to ask you to ignore the 90 minuses because I told you before, right? 90 is not supposed to be there as same as 270, right? Correct or not? So I'm going to ask you to ignore that for a while and do the rest, which is 180 and 360. And I'm going to teach you what 90 means.
Okay.
What are you going to do for the area, Ainesh?
Formula, which I forgot.
Well, which is, all right, you can look at it, but you'll be needing it. So try to remember it after you look at it.
Okay, I did it, but like I don't understand what it means by do these identities work for any of angle A?
The identities that he meant is stick to the 180 and stick to the 360, yeah, the 90 later, yeah. So his point is, does the angle A, whatever angle A, does it always work? That's what he
No.
means. No, it does. Whatever A is, it will always work.
Oh yeah.
That's what it means, lah. That's what he's trying to say. Okay. If you remember this, that's what he's saying. I don't want you to remember it, but you can remember it.
I see. Yeah.
You remember it, it will make your life easier. That's what he's saying. Now I would like to
any angle A, like any acute angle.
Right. Let me give you good news. It doesn't even have to be acute. It can actually be not acute. If you ever need it, there's a rare situation where you need it, but A doesn't have to be below 90. Usually you want it to be below 90 for your own convenience, not because the identities dictate so. Could you please write that down for your usage later on? A doesn't have to be, it's just usually is for convenience, more than anything else. The 90 minus though, I will have to explain. Ainesh, have you found the formula?
I'm on the worksheet.
Half AB sine C, half AB sine C, come on. Right, how do you use it is more important currently. Just memorizing it doesn't work. Where must AB, CA, B, and C be? That's the important thing.
Wait, You're trying to find C.
You're trying to find area of triangle ABC. No, it doesn't matter. You're trying to find the triangle ABC, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The ABC doesn't have to follow the ABC here. The C has a requirement, however, it must lie between what?
Yeah.
All right, so how do you use it here? That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Aditya, again. Oh, yeah. Now, as you can tell, Aditya, the bottom one is now not like the top one. The top one is 180 minus, 180 plus, and 360 minus, correct?
Mhm.
This bottom one, and then the 90 together with the 90 minus 1 is seemingly new. It seems new, right? It seems new, right? If you cannot deal with them, leave them and understand that you will need to know, but later on. Okay, let's move on first. Sign 1, 2, 4. Okay, yeah, the way you use it is correct, Ainesh. So question 5 is the coup de grace, the final question that seems to be always there.
I'm confused. How
Yeah.
are you able to see what's on my on the paper? I have the same video on my screen and I can't see it.
I can see it well and clear. I'm sorry, what's the problem?
Like, okay, say currently, are you able to see what I wrote for ID? Like all of it?
Yeah, just now I only see the top of 419, but I know it's 419, man. Just now it was covered a little bit, just a little bit. Now I can see it very clearly.
Like the answer as well?
No, just half 419. Yeah, the answer is if you're wrong, then you have a calculator problem lah. Then I cannot help you with that.
Okay.
But if your method is correct, then the final answer is up to you. For example, if you have radian problem, I wouldn't be able to tell. Well, you have to tell lah. I mean, exam is coming. Right? Because I don't have the answer key anyway, right? I cannot do mental calculation. Now, part 5 will be the last question. Can you deal with it? It's not so straightforward. So, Aditya, do you think you can do example 2? Having all this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Let's try. In holiday tuition, I always teach you to use the triangle, right? I teach you 2 things, basically the usage of triangle and the usage of the sketch. The sketch we covered again.
Yeah.
It's the triangle question, right? Example 2. I suppose example 1 also seems to be that. Okay, Ainesh, time is up. Are we ahead of the class, kind of?
Yes, if I finish the homework. Oh, 1 second. I think I know what the answer is.
Is it question 5? Yeah.
Is it from C?
I'm sorry, can I read question 5 again? Just to check, right? The greatest angle of elevation of T from a point along BC, right? Yeah. When a man walks from B to C. So, you don't look at it from C. You also don't look at it from B. It is actually a point somewhere in between B and C. I can clearly tell which one.
How?
I'm going to give you a logic question. This is based on your logic. Just now you say, hey, 750 meter, remember the previous question, right? I asked you, hey, the angle elevation is higher. You look up more. How come it makes sense? Your answer is?
Yeah, I mean, the closer you go to the thing, the more it makes sense.
Very good.
So
yeah, but I know that C is closer to A than B. I know. However, I'm claiming there is a point between B and C where it is even closer. I'm claiming that. Yeah, somewhere there. Where I mean, if you look at it visually, it is already closer. So you're supposed to kind of find that point, and then you can answer the question. That's the challenge. I'll tell you one more thing. That point is supposed to be 90 degrees with A. Because that is where the shortest distance is, right? So why don't you draw a dotted line and then make it 90 degrees?
Or I will draw a straight line.
Well, I mean, as straight as possible, and then this will be 90 degree, and there you have your closest point. 90 degree, please. Very important, 90 degree. Why don't you 90 degree to the BC instead? Although you are correct, although you are absolutely correct. Why don't you 90 degree to the BC? You look very confused. 90 degree to the BC?
90 degree to the, I don't understand what that means.
Treat that point as a height. It's a height, the base is BC. You just draw a line, make that line 90 degree to BC.
Oh, so this is BC then.
Yeah, I guess you can 90 degree that way. Yeah. Do you understand that? And now name this point, please. You can name it anything you want.
Sure.
Aditya, angle is obtuse. Obtuse means which quadrant?
Oh, that
Now,
means it's in like the
quadrant two, yeah.
Quadrant
Quadrant
two,
two. You're drawing a quadrant 4, which is wrong. Now, AD is the height. BC is the base. This is going back to primary 4. Don't you think that therefore it means that AD is the height? I don't mean the height of the pole. I mean this is a triangle and the triangle has a height and a base. Do you understand what I'm saying, Anish?
Sorry?
I'll leave it to you to find AD. If you could find AD, then that'll be good. I just leave it to you to your own methods, right?
We use the sine rule, right?
As long as you remember the requirement of sine rule, I totally agree with what you're doing. As long as you remember that.
As long as the application is correct,
Yeah, as long as the no tree is there, as long as the no tree is there, then I'm fine with you doing it.
Yeah.
So good, Aditya, you're drawing at the proper one. Good.
So
Might want it to be bigger next time. Yeah.
Yeah. Flip over adjacent to opposite.
Should be 3 over minus 4, right? That's why it's basically. So it's 3, then minus 4 there, right? Yeah, 3. Okay, then I know that your Pythagoras should be 5 lah, so that's no problem. Good.
So like that.
Looks good to me, right? So AD is 72.3, which is closer than 99. You see that?
Yeah.
So at least this is making some progress, right? Oh, it is closer. Wow. I hope that's the closest point. I can only hope, but for now, you do it long.
So this is still correct, right?
It's supposed to be positive. Hello. The sign is wrong.
Oh,
Quadrant 2. Cosine? Good. That's the problem. The numbers are always correct one. The signs are usually what's wrong. Okay, Aditya, I would like you to do this more. And of course, noting that the 90 minus thingy, the 360 plus thingy is not discussed yet. Noting that either we discuss it tomorrow or at the school, then you will get it already. Then you move on. You move on right now. Like this is examples are what will appear in exam, basically.
Okay.
So I'll leave it to you and I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yeah, see you.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
So Ainesh, looking up is 41.8, which is much bigger than
a lot. Actually, it's worryingly bigger.
Kind of, but looking at 65 and 72, it is not very surprising. If you do 65 and 99, you'll also discover that the angle is already getting a lot bigger because the first time you do is 65 to 419. 419 is very big, right?
Yeah.
So no wonder it's 8.82. If you have a chance to do at 99, you will notice that that's around 30 degrees only. So 65 over 72.3 doesn't look so bad to me. It kind of looks nice to me.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a full exam question. I hope you can have more practices on this level.
Okay.
Right. So I'll see you tomorrow.
Alright.
Bye-bye.
Tomorrow is just a regular 1 hour, right?
Regular 1 hour, right? Okay, don't try yourself too much.
Yeah. Then Friday, no Saturday.
No Friday, no Saturday. I never do Friday and Saturday. I'll